live in the, my major is going to be economics and finance. I live in the women's leadership floor, and I did apply for it.
All right, so we have a good mix, even number for all the people we have. It's awesome. So for you two, what encouraged you to apply to specialty housing? Why did you apply?
I saw that I got the Women's Leadership Scholarship, and so I did more research on that and found out there was a Women's Leadership floor. And after just reading that, like, we go out and do events and you connect with professionals in business, and I really like that on the Women's Leadership floor, there are mentors assigned to the girl, the freshman on the floor. And so, like, I really want to be a mentor next year, so that also really excited me.
Okay, well, yeah.
I just wanted to live in a different floor, just not to just get placed randomly in somewhere. So I looked at the floors, the opportunities I had, and I liked the women's leadership floor because I had always been interested in like leader, and I think of myself as a woman leader, or yeah. So I was interested in that, and also in the mentor program. I think that's a really good opportunity.
Did the application deter you guys at all? Like, were you like, oh, I have to do an essay, like, do I really want to do this?
Yeah, the essay kind of like set me back, but then I realized that it was just an essay, like, out of all the ones I had to write, so.
Sure. How long was it?
500 words, I think.
Oh, that's nothing compared to now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mind the essay. It was really, there was like a video that we had. There was like a video or a PowerPoint. So I think if like one of those
Yeah, one of those.
got like swapped out, that'd be fine.
Okay. All right. So, and you guys didn't apply for the housing. Why didn't you apply? Or, let's say, did you even know there was specialty housing on campus?
I know there's like specialty housing, and I check all the like. I wanted to apply for wellness first, but then there's like this essay question. I was like too lazy. I'll pass. And I had like campus tour before, and I like to live in like a smaller building, so I didn't choose the women leadership because in trees and there are like so many people over there. And I think the guys building smells really bad, and that's one reason why I don't want to live in trees. So I choose like either like Miller or Slade, and then it placed me in this global living.
And just by chance?
Yeah.
Didn't even, okay. And what about you?
I mean, I didn't apply for the specialty housing, not because like just my own personality, like I could be put anywhere, and it really wouldn't matter. I'd make friends or have situations anyway. I picked Slade only because of orientation. I see it at Slade, and I just couldn't stand trees. Like I always get lost.
Yeah.
Like I'd always turn into the dead end side, and so I picked Slade, and then if I didn't get Slade, I get Miller. So I didn't get Slade, so I got Miller.
And then the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys saw, when you two saw the email Bentley sent you when you were freshmen, you said you just didn't want to because the application, but you were considering it, and did you just ignore the email that Bentley sent you?
Let's ignore it completely. Like I pondered it, but I was like, it didn't make like a big difference to me. It wasn't like, oh, I gotta do this now.
Okay. All right. So far, how satisfied are you with your stay in specialty housing? So we'll talk about that. How happy are you?
I really like it. Like, you get to connect a lot with your floor, especially, I don't know, in our floor, we're all, like, we all have, like, the same passion. We're all, like, I don't know, like, to be there for each other, and it's kind of nice to have that echo. So I really like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, I thought more people applied because it just seems like a lot of us belong on the floor. Like, we really click, us like leaders. I love it.
All right.
I don't think like there's a big difference between my floor and the other floor. It's just no big difference.
Okay.
Something like about Miller, or like, I know like the first floor Miller is called like the Global Living Center, but realistically, like the entire Miller dorm is like a Global Living
Yeah.
Center. Because everyone comes to the lounge, everyone does their laundry in the same room, everyone goes to the kitchen, 'cause everything's on the first floor. So whether it's all the Canadians on the hockey team in the basement, or any other international student throughout the entire building, everyone in the dorm is almost the same. It's almost like,
So
there's nothing special about that.
Are you satisfied with the floor you're living on?
Yeah, but it'd be the same if I was on like the
A
third
different
floor.
Okay, that's interesting.
You can always like smell the food and all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's always people cooking.
I think there's a big difference from when I walked around seeing Global Living floor and Women's Leadership floor. Mostly because the whole Women's Leadership floor is all no women. Like, I mean, it's a girls'
Yeah.
floor, so
Mhm.
like you bond more, and then it might be a little different the girls and the guys on the global living floor. Maybe it's a little hard, like to be one community, to feel as close as they do.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. But I also think it has a lot to do with, like, personally, I have friends in trees, and everyone like identifies trees as like, you know, I live in spruce, I live in bur, I live in all, like, there's like a lot of like passion and like a lot of like identity in trees.
Mhm.
Where Miller is like, it's Miller. You live in Miller, whether it's the third floor or the first floor.
It's just Miller.
It's just Miller. Everyone's the same.
Okay. So, we might have gone this already, but what are your thoughts and opinions about, oh no we didn't, about other types of specialty housing? So, what do you think about the wellness, health and wellness floor, and what do you think about global living floor?
To be honest, I didn't do that much research on other floors because, like Monica said earlier, I'm like really into leadership. So I was really gung-ho about the women's leadership floor. So I didn't really look into the other floors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not opposed if I was put on, like, I would prefer to live on a specialty living floor as opposed to like a regular floor.
Why is that?
I just feel like if you're on a floor with people who, assuming they applied, even though they did, even though they didn't, if you have the same interests, then it's easier to bond, it's easier to make like connections quicker.
Do you think that could be done if you had a very engaging RA and it wasn't a specialty house, a specialty floor?
Yeah,
If you had an engaging RA on a regular floor, you could have a good
I think that's one of the reasons our floor, maybe.
because you have such a good RA.
Yeah, because our RA really like.
That makes a
the
big
floor.
difference. What do you guys think about your RA? You have 2 RAs, right?
Yeah, we have. I think it's also different because, like, trees, like there's a lot of like cuts and turns like that RA specific to that floor, right?
Mhm.
Where like ours is, if you're in the middle, it's just one long hallway. So whether it's the RA from across the hall, whether he's organizing something, or whether it's RA organizing something, I feel like it's not really a global living center, it's more like a global living dorm.
We have 2 RAs?
Well, we have like the high numbers and then the low numbers.
I only know Soraya.
Yeah, she's RRA, and then you go like to the other hallway.
They have
Like
the other
yes,
one.
yeah.
Is there a guy and a girl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So what activities have you guys done for both your floors? What have you done so far with your RA?
We've met with like the women's center leader, well, like the one that runs it.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a kind of discussion with her. She told us about like her life experience. She was really inspiring in the sense of like how she was a woman and she also succeeded in the corporate world. So yeah.
So the people who didn't apply for the floor, were they interested in going? Did everyone go?
Most of
Most
us
of my
went.
floor went.
Okay.
Yeah,
And everyone
some-
seemed to like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why not?
I really liked it.
Yeah. Anything else you guys done?
We went apple picking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's fun. And because I think especially living floors, I don't think I know, like they get more money to do more
Mhm.
activities.
Oh, I think we funded that like, I don't know, because our RA just got all the mentors of the girls who lived on the floor last year to help give rides, and then we all just pitched in like money for apple picking. So I don't know if we used any floor money
I
for
know
that.
the floor gets extra money, like a
Yeah.
lot more money, but yeah, maybe it was just like, maybe just to offset the cost a little bit, maybe
Mhm.
so. I'm not sure, but that's interesting to know, but yeah. Have you guys done anything as a floor?
Nothing like apple picking. We had Chinese food one night. We had Taco Tuesday.
Is that every Tuesday or just one?
We tried to do it every Tuesday, but it turns out that like we went for like 2 Tuesdays and then it kind of stopped.
Yeah, people are busy.
Yeah.
It's okay. Does it have a big turnout, did you see?
Yeah, there's a big turnout, but I also think it's people from the other floors come, and it's so
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to say like, no, you can't come
Yeah.
to this
I
because
think it's a
they'd
good
be
thing,
there
though.
anyway.
Yeah, because when I lived in Miller, it was really like, we really intermingled floors, and
Mhm.
people came like, oh, I know you,
Right.
come on down, yeah. But actually, I found that people always came to the global living floors
Mhm.
programs, and
Yeah.
people didn't really go to like the second floors programs as
Right.
much. Yeah, it's the other way around. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. What do you view as the purpose of specialty housing on campus? It's kind of like a big question. What do you think the purpose of it is?
Well, as Olivia said earlier, it's like, it's easier to bond because all of you, well, if all of us technically apply, we all want the same things. So like we all have kind of the same goals. And I think in our floor, we are all kind of the same, so it was easier, especially being all women. It's just living around women, I don't know, it's just easier.
I think it also makes like the freshman transition easier to be like have that support group with you.
Okay.
think like the GLS is also kind of like a different specialty housing, like the women's leadership, it's all women, it's all leaders. Where GLS is more like a growing experience on yourself, because there's more international students in the whole dorm too. There's more international students, so you just learn about their cultures and where they come from, and not everyone's from Massachusetts or Long Island.
Yeah, it's very diverse on our floor. There's this one sophomore from Singapore and from China, and my roommates from Texas. I know that doesn't count, but anyway. And we have like Italians. On our
Yeah,
floor.
next time. I was like, there's only 3 people from the United States on the floor, and I was one of them. It was definitely a good dynamic when I was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it was, when I was there, it's mostly people from Spanish-speaking countries on the floor.
It's like the 4th floor of the Spanish
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that on purpose.
It's a lot of Italians too, like a lot of Italian
Okay.
speakers.
That's cool. So yeah, I think it's more like unity and just getting to know each other. All right. So how has living in specialty housing impacted your success at Bentley, socially, academically, or professionally? You mentioned that you don't want to talk to the speaker, so that could be like help you professionally.
Yeah, I mean, it was inspiring because as a woman in the business world, we want to think we will get the same opportunities, and she made me believe that I would get the same opportunities as a man would. So it was nice.
Do you think that being on the floor is going to help you like with internships in the future? Like you'll have a mentor. Do you think it's going to
Yeah, I
better
also,
prepare you?
yeah, we also like, I don't think I would have heard about the Center for Women Business if I had been on the floor. So I think like that exposure, that in itself is already like a step forward. And I think the question was about like,
Professional.
Like how has it helped you like academically, socially, professionally?
okay.
Those 3 aspects.
Yeah, so professionally that, and I think like especially like Monica is from Venezuela.
Spain.
Spain.
But I lived in Venezuela.
Okay. And I'm from California, it's like we didn't really know people here. So I think like being part of the floor, like it just really helped in the beginning to like have that like automatic connection and like already
So you're
feel
working with you're all women's leaders, you're all one thing in common.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it really helped like start out with like a good foundation of like friendships.
Okay. Has it helped you guys academically or socially or professionally?
I think socially you become more outgoing and more, I'd say more like accepting almost too, because a lot of times the people on the floor, the whole dorm, English is like their second or maybe even third language. So there's a lot of times where like they'll struggle to find a word, and then you just have to be patient with it because this is their third language too, where it's our first. And I guess academically, maybe not this semester, but next semester, I'm contemplating taking Spanish as the language requirement.
That's awesome.
So if I need any help, I don't have to look far.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's true.
Oh, no, nothing. Okay, I do have a question for you. Okay. We'll go next. So, you might have answered this already, but have you benefited in any way from living in specialty housing?
I like the food.
It's good.
It's nice to hear like music from different countries sometimes because they play the music so loud in the bathroom that I can hear in my room. My room is very close to the bathroom.
That's nice.
And yeah, you guys already mentioned that like you benefit, you just love it. Like
Mhm.
people there, you're so great, you have a nice connection. Okay, let's see, I have a few more questions. So, you also you had a few activities on your floor. So why do you participate, and if you don't, why don't you? Let's say there's Taco Tuesday or like an event in the kitchen, like people all hang out in the kitchen. Like,
Yeah.
is there a reason why you wouldn't go hang out there one night?
Other than schoolwork or I'm busy doing something else, no.
Okay.
Because it's so close, especially when you're on the first floor, it's literally 100 feet away.
Mhm.
So there's really no reason to like not go.
Mhm. Like I know that I was deterred from going, hanging out, like doing social groups
Mhm.
because like people weren't speaking English, and like that wasn't the only language that I knew, and I wasn't gonna be like, oh, speak English, just hang out with me. So like so many groups were like in there like speaking their own languages, and it's like I wasn't gonna go participate because I didn't feel like I belonged. Do you ever feel like that?
I mean, I guess there are times, but for every like international student, there's always one national student.
Okay.
So you're never just like in a room full of everyone speaking a different language. Like maybe you'll be in a room with 1 or 2 people speaking, and then I mean the people on our floor and the people who hang out in the lounge, they kind of respect the fact that like if they're sitting with someone, they might start speaking like let's just say Italian or Spanish to each other, and then they'll switch back to English because it's just they wouldn't like it if everyone spoke a different language and you were just sitting there in the
That's
dark.
true. Okay. So if there's something going on, do you say you participate? You do?
Yeah.
And you do? And you
Like
guys
there's like not much going
not
on.
much. Do you wish there was more?
Like our floor program is sometimes like related to the LLCs. Do you know the LLC?
What's that?
It's like a organization on campus, but it's for like
Mhm.
Hispanic. And
Oh,
then-
Yeah.
la cultura latina.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I can't speak Spanish. I'm Chinese. So they have this like social night where you go dance, and then we like people who are interested, they will like on our floor, then we will like go together. But I went, but I don't really know how to dance, so I live in the middle.
Mhm.
And for this one time they make food on our floor, but there's just like too many people waiting like on the line in the hallways. Waiting in the hallway, so I just said, nah, I'll pass, and I'm vegetarian. There's meat in it.
I understand those reasons.
I think for us, we would like hang out, we could do like more of those things. The thing is that we don't have a lawn, like
Yeah.
on our floor. We would
Mhm.
have to go to like somewhere else.
Let's say the women's leadership floor was moved to Miller instead. Would you
Yeah.
guys like?
We
Would that
would-
have changed anything?
Yeah, we would probably
Yeah.
do much more. Like
Yeah, we'd do way more.
we've talked about like cooking, doing stuff, but we're just like, we never
Hmm.
get like the chance.
Yes.
And then let's say the living floor moved to like trees. What do you guys think? Do you think that would change it at all?
I think it would because the Global Living Center, like, I go back to what I said before, like, it's more like a growing experience on yourself. Like, most of the people who are there didn't apply, so they're not gonna be more willing to, like, go out and find it, like, go out to participate in all these events. So I feel like if the GLC didn't have a lounge or it wasn't open as much as Miller is, I feel like it wouldn't be as proactive.
Okay, so like you need a kitchen, you need a lounge.
You need-
Maybe
yeah.
all specialty floors, like you should have a lounge
Mhm.
area right at your disposal.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like, yeah, you just need that. I know we don't have someone for the wellness floor, but they have all these wellness facilities right, and lounges right in front of them.
Mhm.
But only one person on that floor actually applied. As I know, and only one person said they would come when they're not here. But yeah, that's really good. Like you guys seem like you have a pretty good experience so far, but I didn't hear anyone having good experiences from the wellness floor. So that's good to hear.
I'm just fine. I don't know if you know, but what do they do on the wellness floor?
That's a good question.
They work out together.
So I know that they have opportunities to use the spaces when at designated
Mhm.
times, use different
Okay.
courts and stuff. Yeah, and different the RSs offer them different programs, but like if no one's interested because nobody applied, then
Right.
it kind of becomes useless. And
Mhm.
and then when you didn't apply and no one else is really into doing the floor,
Mhm.
you kind of feel like you're missing out on I could be on the floor above me. They have like a normal floor and they're having so much fun.
Right.
That's like a different feeling some people have.
Honestly.
So let's see. So yeah, so my next question is about improvement. So I think we're talking about like if you guys had a common space close to you, then the floor would be so much more successful.
Yeah.
And you guys think that you have a common space and that's fine.
Mhm.
I mean, the only downside is sometimes like it's too busy or too crowded, too long lines, right? When they're sitting around and
Probably.
listening to them.
Because people from like other areas are coming for the food.
Mhm. Yeah, okay. That's good. So any other improvements you think could be made for either of the floors?
Mm.
I would, since I'm international, I would say put more international people on the floors.
Yeah.
Because it seems that everyone lives in Miller. And it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's some, like on our floor, there's
Mm.
and British and me.
Mm.
Yeah,
So-
it'd be nice to have a more like diverse group.
Yeah, I always wondered if they did that on purpose, like, or if it's just like coincidence, but it seems like it's.
Yeah, it seems like all of the international, most of the international students are in Miller, and
Mhm.
I don't know.
Maybe they requested it, or do you think?
I don't
Do you know?
I
I
feel
like
like
Miller
that's like
or
the
Slade.
default, almost, like unless they request trees or
Yeah.
Slade. I feel like most of them would go to Miller.
I don't know. I don't mind because I've always like been in an American community, but I feel like for other people that come from like their home country into like the first time into an American community, being like in American culture, like living in it, it's hard sometimes.
That's good. So I know that you guys all like it. Do you guys ever see anyone on your floor that's just unhappy about living in your on your specialty floors? Does anyone complain or like just they don't participate?
Yeah, we have like 2 girls on our floor, but
But they didn't even apply or anything.
yeah, they didn't
Mhm.
apply. But I mean, like,
And
they're
they're
not
not
super unhappy. They're just not like ecstatic about the women's leadership.
They just
floor.
don't come to any of the events.
Yeah.
They're like different. They just don't.
Yeah.
But they're not unhappy.
Yeah, I've never heard them express like, oh, I wish I was like somewhere else. Like,
Because I mean, we're not forced to go to the events. So
Mhm.
we just, if they don't want to, they just don't go.
Okay. And what about you guys?
I mean, I guess it's the same way. There are people who don't participate in any events, but I wouldn't say they're mad to live in Miller. I mean, the rooms are a little bit bigger, it's newer
They're nice,
facilities,
yeah.
the showers are huge. But
Sounds great.
Check the second floor.
no, I know. I'm saying on the first floor.
Just
On the
say-
first floor, you have
Second
like
floor.
3 handicap showers
Yeah.
plus a regular shower.
I don't know anything about guys' bathrooms. That's not what I see.
Oh,
There's
really?
there's two like
Yeah,
two
there's
showers.
like 2
yeah.
tiny rooms, and then like on the second floor they have like 4 shower rooms, and it's way much like bigger and pretty. It's like
Mhm.
wow.
That's
It's in the
the-
same building.
It's like it's just yeah, I don't know why.
No, the guys, we have two handicap showers
Mhm.
plus the regular one. So I don't hear anyone complaining about
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so yeah, you don't see anyone complaining with the floor. Alright, that's interesting. Do you guys know that there is a global living for upperclassmen, and is there a women's leadership floor?
I
It's
think
just-
there's a program. or
Yeah, so it's
something.
the mentorship program, right?
No, there's like another thing.
There's a leadership floor. I know.
Yes,
that.
there's a leadership floor, and then I
Yeah.
know there's also do you consider living on another specialty housing floor? Is what I'm trying to ask in the future.
I would.
Mhm.
Would you choose to?
Probably will.
But having done it freshman year, probably would
Yeah,
continue it.
you're just more likely to, and you wouldn't care about applying. You're like, you wouldn't mind applying.
Right.
I mean, if the application were a little bit easier, I don't know, but I don't know how they can tell who we are without any like essay or something. Like somehow they have to. So I guess
That's true. Maybe it could be just like any suggestions on how that could change, like maybe like a short question, maybe it's like a questionnaire instead.
I felt like, at least for like this one, it was kind of redundant because there was like a box where it said, please talk about your leadership activities. Please talk about your volunteer.
That's like your
some of it.
application to college, kind of.
Yeah, and then it said, now please write a 500-word essay about why you want to be in the leadership floor. And I'm presuming you would talk about like your leadership activities.
Yeah.
I feel like just like turning everything you said
Into
in the boxes into an essay, and then
Yeah.
at the end they say make a video or a PowerPoint explaining like your life story. And I feel like one of the latter or the 2 boxes can be taken out.
Well, wasn't it like write the essay or do the video? I think because I didn't do a video.
I don't know. I was like positive we had to do it because like I really didn't want to, so I kept reading like, do I have to do this?
Oh, okay. Well, maybe then I didn't read it right. Still got in, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact numbers of who got in on your who applied on your floor, but I don't think there's that many who actually did apply. So like, you could have probably done an awful job and still gotten on the floor basically,
Yeah.
or like not tried as hard. So if the goal of Res Life is to get more people to apply for housing, do you think that would be easier if it was just like, a quick survey and have no extra requirements? Do you think that's good enough for the floor, or what do you think about that idea?
Well, I'd like to know how they place people on the floor right now, because
We're all like kind of the same.
so I'm wondering if they actually like did look for people that had like those qualities that just didn't apply, because that's a big coincidence if we all just wound up like fitting the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very, very rare, and you said like people do like the global living floor right now, and when I was there 2 years ago, some people didn't like it. So it just depends on the year, and maybe they're putting more effort into it.
Yeah, I think it depends. It also depends on the people who are there. Again, like the Global Living Center, it's much different. Like Res Life, because it's not focused around something that's trying to like develop you as a better leader or something like that. It's more about learning your international experiences.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think easier applications might be.
Mhm.
It's just because it's summer, so
Yeah.
it's tough. I don't think it would necessarily like. I don't think the concern is like the quality, or not the quality of people, but like certain people who might be like more motivated. Like Monica obviously really wanted to do it, and like other people who might not be as motivated might just be like, oh, this is easy, let me just apply, even though they're not that interested. Like I don't know if that's like a fear, and that's why the application's like kind of extensive. But I feel like you can't like. That's why I'm wondering how they do it now, because they must have some kind of criteria. Like I feel like you can't. There's already like, it seems like not a lot of people interested in it, so I feel like it can't be bad to like make it the
Yeah.
application easier, more
But
interesting.
also the application seemed like it was gonna be really competitive to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on the page, it seemed like, oh, only 21 people got, like it seemed like it was gonna be really competitive.
So that's kind of like, sounds,
It made it scary to apply. It was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do all this work and not get in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay. Do you think that maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing?
A bad thing, because
Okay.
I almost didn't apply.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting to know. Okay, I know, like I said, I was on the global living floor. I'm sorry, I can't talk, but I did get a women's scholarship. That's why I'm here. I'm on women's leadership scholarship, and I was like asked to join the women's leadership floor. But my reason was like, no, I don't want to do this essay. I don't want to do this
No.
this requirement, and I'm like, oh, I just don't want to be on a floor like in general. I want to have like a normal experience. And then I was put on the global living floor. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I turn on one and I get on the other. But that was my reasoning, and I wonder like, but maybe if it wasn't that hard to like apply it, maybe I would be like, you know what, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And like I've done it. So, but do you think if it was a more casual application that it wouldn't be as like a quality of a floor?
I think they should ask, like, I think the box is saying, like, for example, for the leadership floor, I don't know, like, if they ask us, like, about our previous leadership experience, that's good, because it gives a sense of, like, oh, okay, this person is interested in leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And then they could just do a survey, instead of,
Yeah.
like, writing
Okay.
why you want to be. I don't know, but I don't know what type
That's
of
good.
questions could be asked on the
And
survey.
I wonder if like they do decide to redevelop the essays or survey questions, that like they would like ask you guys now. It wouldn't be like our marketing class, but like if Res Life would like come to you and be like, hey, how do you think we should do this? Like that might be a good way for them to like, fix that in the future.
Yeah.
Because you guys definitely know what you're talking about. Okay. So we have health and wellness, which I don't think is doing very well. We have global living, and we have women's leadership. Do you guys think that there's any other specialty housing that we could change? You know, maybe get rid of health and wellness and do a different themed floor. Have you heard about any other campuses that your friends like?
There's like, my friend is in sustainability
Mhm.
floor or something like that, and they go like on community drives every weekend or something. Maybe like
That's interesting.
community service floor.
Oh, there's a community service floor that's in Kresge. I don't know if it's for freshmen. I think it's just for upperclassmen.
Yeah.
But I mean, they just started that this year, and that sounds really cool. But they do have community service. But I did like the sustainability idea.
Don't they have like one for LGBT?
I don't think so.
I think they have that in one of my friend's school then.
Okay.
Mhm.
That would be a good one too.
Mhm.
The only problem I could see with that one is if they wanted to put placing people on that floor.
Yeah.
Who didn't want to be there, and they
If
feel
it did,
like,
I can just see
Yeah.
people like freaking out.
Mhm.
Like I can.
But for that one, they should like pick people.
Yeah, they should like really.
Right,
Yeah.
right, but the only problem with that is like if you don't get enough applicants, you
Then,
can't
like,
have
They
like
like
can't
any
have the
dorms.
floor.
True.
If it's like only half full.
Yeah.
But I still think that'd be like a great idea, especially like, that'd be a great freshman transition.
Mhm.
Like that'd be a good like support community.
You have to be really specific with the application though.
yeah.
Because like you said, like I could just see someone who's like, who didn't apply and then they get put there and they're freaking out. And then that just destroys
And
their
they're like, yeah, like,
confidence.
okay, like I'm on like this floor, like people are gonna think that I'm like getting out. yeah, I can see that.
Mhm.
They could also make them a target, that's not a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so scratch that.
Yeah, okay.
My bad. Oh, what do you
No,
guys?
that was
yeah.
good, like,
It was a good idea, but like the run the practicality of it
Yeah.
through.
So what do you guys think? So let's say that you have a floor full of people, but only like half amount of the floor applied. What do you guys think about just doing like half the floor is GLC and half is another floor, like not calling it that? Like if you split half and half, but I mean it's not nothing much would change.
Right.
But like it's just like the label is gone, so people who didn't apply like don't feel the pressure to be on a specialty floor. Do you think that would make a difference, or be beneficial or negative?
I think that would exclude them.
Exclude them.
I don't feel people are like upset that they're
Okay.
part of the GLC floor.
Yeah.
I think they're like, okay, I'm here, might as well live it out.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you told them, oh, okay, you didn't apply, you don't have to go to any of the things, and you don't give them the opportunity to go.
Mhm.
That's true.
I feel like they would be excluded
Okay.
somehow.
That's a good point. Okay. So,
Is there like possible we have like non-smoking floor or non-smoking building where people just can't not smoke
Well,
near the
that-
building?
yeah, but like, oh, I saw something. Maybe it was like now there's going to be like a
Yeah, I saw
smoke-free
that too.
campus.
It is.
Is it really going to be?
Apparently it is.
Oh, yeah, that's what science is telling us.
That's huge
Yes,
stuff.
it is.
Smoke-free campus?
Smoke-free
Yeah,
campus, like
apparently
all
they're
together.
awesome.
Yeah, like the whole campus.
But yeah, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you do that over
How's
here.
it
Miller, people
possible?
smoke all around Miller. Like, and
Yeah.
they're
I
supposed
feel
to.
like I'm dying like there.
They're supposed to
It
go
wasn't that-
further away, but yeah.
No, we've gotten several emails about that.
And then just like,
Like
you can tell your art
outside
right,
the library or like.
No, yeah, from the RD sent out multiple emails
Yeah.
saying like smoke away from the building.
And like they'll listen for like a day and then.
Yeah, the smell still lingers though.
I'm not saying, but if the RD can keep her dog, but like
Is it Jamie still? posting?
I don't know, but like she keeps a dog, and our room is like right next to
Yeah.
RD's room, so we can hear dogs barking sometimes, and it's
Oh,
really
no.
annoying.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. You know, it's weird to me that like an adult lived like in a dorm right across the hall. That was weird to me.
And I can always hear like either guys from upstairs or guys from like the basement yelling like all the time.
But so we can't help that all the time.
Yeah.
Like that happens at the college, but yeah. Maybe a quiet floor. I mean, but Miller's is the quietest building.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
the trees.
Absolutely.
On
Yeah.
a weekend.
Miller's
Yeah.
very quiet.
My God, that's why I chose Miller. It was kind of nice because like you could go to all the parties and whatnot at trees, and then you can leave
And then come back
and then
home
go back
with
to
the
Miller and
silence.
it's like quiet and nothing happens.
Yeah.
That might be
Not
another
really,
good
like-
floor is like the study floor, because there's like the honors floor, but if you don't get in, like, sorry, you
Yeah.
can't, like,
Yeah.
but like that would be a good, like a study, like a, I don't even know what you'd call that,
But it's
scholarly floor or something.
Scholarly floor.
Like not honors, but like studious.
Yeah, like people who like didn't make the honors program, but they like wanted people to like study in their dorm.
Yeah, like have a good lounge with like good things, because they
Yeah.
have like their own lounge with like
Where would that be? Oh, so honors.
honors floor, like
Is
they
it
have in
Slade?
Slade 1 or something.
In
Yeah.
their lounge, like,
Yeah.
that's okay, that's cool.
Doesn't it like the Slade 2 is like the craziest floor like on campus?
Oh,
so
Slade
far?
2, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
Slade 2 is the craziest floor I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I hear so many stories from people.
Oh no. What were you saying before, Joanna?
So like Miller is the quiet one on campus?
By
Yeah,
far.
you know that.
Well, to me it's still loud. I can hear like guys yelling around like 2 a.m. I hear cars,
to the
like
other,
racing cars around like 11 p.m. in the night.
Gosh.
It's compared to, yeah.
Yeah, you compare it to the others and it's like a much quieter.
It's also called. It's just because it's so far away from other freshmen.
Yeah.
That it's just like automatically considered the quietest and.
So
but-
far away from everything else too.
Yeah.
Like even Collins is like it's close enough to Collins,
Mhm.
but it's still not close. It's not next door to it.
Yeah.
I can hear music from class on Friday.
Mm.
Yeah.
Us too, don't worry.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Yeah, I think the scholarly floor or wherever,
That sounds
I think that
good.
one would be nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Would you so like they basically have one floor per for each building. Do you think they should like eliminate one of them if it's not working? Like, but like let's just say like no one applies, like only like 3 people apply to the GLC. Like, do you think that if they get under a certain amount of people, they should get rid of the floor and change something else, or
No.
they should stick it out?
I think they should like continue with it, because maybe, yeah, the people that got placed in it didn't apply, but then they end up liking it.
Yeah.
And it's always
Like you
optional.
Yeah, I like it.
Right.
Alright, so like, then they should, the RA should like really like work hard to
Mhm.
make really good inclusive programs for everyone
Right.
to like, and it's not really just to help each other, like learn about each other's places, but like just educate everyone, like just educate people about
Right.
different parts of the world. Okay. Alright, talk about the academic thing, we talked about
Mm.
scholarly for. Alright, well, that's actually all the questions I have. Is any final thoughts for moving forward? I mean, you guys gave me so much good information.
It would be nice if like each floor has a lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like people all come down to like my floor. I have no problem with that, but I just felt like it's unfair to other people.
Mhm.
Here's
It
some
would be
fun
nice.
2K tournament stuff.
What about, so where are there lounges and trees?
Maple, oak, and cedar, I think.
But cedar and oak are study lounges, so it's like a
Yeah.
route if we go in there and hang out. And
What's the,
Maple is like the hangout lounge.
it's also like one of the smallest,
Yeah.
because half of it is the kitchen. But like.
what if like, but what if, so is it Maple, you said?
Yeah.
What if that one was floor is put, is Maple first floor? Maple one?
That would have been nice.
That,
It would
I
be
think
pretty good.
it'd make an impact.
Do you think there's a reason why it's on the floor it's on now?
Maple or women's leadership floor?
What's the extra floor?
The only reason I can think of why it's at the back is because like you are kind of excluded when you're in Spruce.
Yeah.
Because you don't have your own entrance, like you're just all the way in the back. And the reason I could like think of why they put the women's leadership floor there, because it's an odd spot, is like maybe they figure we don't need to be put, like we're supposed to be leaders, like we're outgoing, so like maybe we don't need to be put like in Alder, like we'll survive in the back of trees.
I think it'd be a good idea to put you guys where you have a lounge, and if you're special housing, like, you want more.
I feel like Central is like good, like Maple or like Elm, that's like that'd be a good
Mhm.
location.
Definitely a lounge.
And if you got like, I mean, it usually wasn't like just your lounge, you just got like certain times a week, like, you know, that you could have that
Yeah.
space, like, just, you know, to meet, and it was like your time because you're on specialty housing, and then maybe people would want to apply because they're like, okay, like,
They'll see, like-
they get it this time and they do all this fun stuff, like, it's more central thing, so they see it more often, like, oh, like, what's the group doing on the floor, like, I wanna do that too,
Mhm.
like, oh, that's what's leadership.
I know like people that applied on the honors floor only applied because they had their own lounge.
Mhm.
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, we have our own lounge, like we can do whatever we want. Like it's, I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it was
would-
good, it's a really good point.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
think of
makes
that too, you guys had mentioned it.
And they have a TV and a kitchen and a refrigerator and microwave and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so
it makes
nice.
a difference.
Yeah. But I also think the lounges are different, like the lounge in Maple, I don't know if you guys ever been to the lounge at Miller, but the lounge at Miller, it's not really a lounge, it's more like a living room.
Yeah.
Like there's like couches there, there's a TV, there's not like a pool
Oh
table
yeah,
there.
that's the one.
It's not like a foosball table.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, no,
it's,
yeah.
it's a living
We
room.
And then
have
like,
that.
they have like a big table, and like a kitchen, and like, yeah.
No, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Maple too. Maple is like that. We have the TV and the couches and that's it.
Uh,
Yeah.
Which one is like there's like a stage on it. It's like
Oh,
in a
that's the
big-
blue line.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, where is the blue line?
In
Oh,
Spruce.
that could be why we're in Spruce.
Maybe
I
we
feel
should
we should
use
use
it.
the. I feel we should use it much more than we use it.
So maybe that could be a thing too.
Yeah.
I think the blue line is kind of forgotten. So if they made it something active for our floor,
Yeah.
it would be nice.
What if they did 2 social housings and trees, when like, let's say they moved women's leadership to the, like, the area at Maple, so like the lounge, and they put like, you know, the scholarly floor, and that would be in Spruce, and they could use the blue line for studying. You think that'd be a good idea? Like, that could be like their own like study lounge?
I don't know.
I don't remember the last time I was in the blue line, so I don't remember what it looks like. to be
It's
honest.
pretty dead right now. Like it
Yeah.
looks cool. It looks like it could has a lot,
When
a
I
lot
saw
of
it for the
potential.
first time, I was so excited, but then no one uses it.
No.
So it could turn into a really good study lounge. Like I could,
Yeah.
because like right now, because it's hard to make like social functions, like make it like the destination because it's like all the way in Spruce. It's in the basement.
Yeah, so
So-
it could, like, so maybe it could be used as just like, as the floor that's in Spruce, like, they use it, so it's more used more often, like, they use that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
the first year, this new floor, like, it could be their job to like get it started and have, like, you know, get it pumping again.
As long as they can share it with like for like trees events, because we're also
Yeah, of
RHA,
course. Yeah.
and like so we plan on using it for like the tree social events. So as long as
Yeah.
they'll share it on like Fridays or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
the weekend. But yeah, like
Other than that, like it doesn't get used, so.
yeah, it has like a lot of seating already, so it'd be a really good study area.
That's all
We
great.
should definitely start that though.
Yeah, Spruce was good on there and study. We'll start it.
We should.
Alright, I love this, like, this new stuff to think about. Okay, anything else, yours? Alright.
I heard there's a piano in like trees, one of the trees.
Is there a
building.
piano?
I have no
Really?
idea.
I've no, I
There used to be a
mean,
piano in the student center, I don't think there is anymore.
Pianos.
I know there's one in the like the spiritual
Oh, yeah.
center, but like, I don't think there's a. I mean, there might be one in Blue Line, like hiding in some like some corner.
Probably.
I need to visit there, like I was there once freshman year and then there again.
I was there once too. I remember, but it's so nice. I
It
think.
must be
It is.
people that like work there, like, there are people that work there, it's like, what do they do? Just sit there and like, for their shift and do their
Oh,
homework.
people work there.
I knew one person that worked there last year.
Doing what?
They like just worked the line in case anyone came in, like to help.
Oh, do they like check out movies and stuff for people? Cause remember Jill said that.
I know, like he just
Yeah.
sat there.
Yeah, that was probably what he
Yeah,
did.
and just sat there.
that's
waited.
They
cool.
don't, they don't have
Came
that
in.
job anymore.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think they
okay.
do.
So, but yeah, but Melanie was like, okay, we're like wasting money, like paying
Yeah.
you to study, so. All right, well, that is it for now. If I have anything else, I will email you guys, because you guys are a really great bunch, but thank you for coming. Please take some more pizza. Please, like at least one more piece, at least one more.
Okay.
Does anyone like want to take actually like that box?
I'm sorry. I will take the box. If anyone wants like half the, or like, we can split it. Nobody will, I will take the box.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, and in that box, who wants those pieces right there?
I get
I'll
one
take one.
piece.
Okay, all right, awesome. Thank you guys so much. That was